the western Atlantic, scattered like emeralds across a turquoise sea, lies an archipelago of over 700 islands and 2,000 cays. From the air, they are strokes of sand and green against a canvas of blue, a place so synonymous with paradise that its name evokes images of sun-drenched holidays and carefree escape. This is the Bahamas. For most of the world, this is a destination, a postcard brought to life, a landscape of sprawling resorts, swimming pigs, and pink sand beaches. It is a place defined by what can be seen and enjoyed in a week's vacation, a temporary reprieve from the complexities of modern life. But beyond the familiar veneer, away from the curated perfection of the tourist trail, lies a different reality, a deeper and more intricate world. This is a nation, a home, a complex and vibrant society woven from the threads of the sea, of history, and of deep, resilient community. This is a story not of a fleeting visit, but of a life lived in rhythm with the tide. It is a story of the families who draw their sustenance from these waters, who raise their children in the shade of the casuarina trees, and who carry the legacy of generations in their hearts. This is the story of daily life in the Bahamas, a life lived in the places you never see. Life in the Bahamas is governed by two distinct clocks. There is the clock of the modern world, ticking away with relentless precision in the vibrant, energetic capital of Nassau on the island of New Providence, and in the commercial hub of Freeport on Grand Bahama. These are the centers of commerce and government, where traffic flows, deadlines are met, and the pace of life mirrors that of any bustling western city. But across the vast majority of the archipelago, on the islands affectionately known as the Out Islands or the Family Islands, life moves to an older, more patient rhythm, the rhythm of the sun and the sea. This is the world of island time, a concept often misunderstood by outsiders as mere tardiness. In truth, it is a fundamental reordering of priorities, a cultural understanding that human connection, a shared story, or helping a neighbor with a broken boat engine takes precedence over the tyranny of the clock. Here, the day does not begin with the jarring sound of an alarm, but with the gentle wash of waves on the shore, the rustle of palm fronds in the morning breeze, and the first rays of sunlight painting the sky in shades of rose and gold. The morning routine is a quiet ritual, a slow and mindful awakening. It is the sound of a screen door closing softly, the smell of coffee brewing, the sizzle of johnny cake in a cast-iron skillet, and the low murmur of conversation drifting from a neighbor's porch. In these small, close-knit communities, life is lived in the open. On front porches that serve as outdoor living rooms and in shaded yards where children play freely. Anonymity is a concept that holds little meaning. Everyone knows everyone, and more than that, they know each other's stories, their lineage, their triumphs, and their heartaches. They are connected by generations of shared history, family ties, and the simple, daily act of living side by side. The community is not just a place. It is an extension of the family, a support system as reliable and constant as the tide itself. A child's misbehavior is as likely to be corrected by a passing auntie or uncle, a term used for any respected elder, as by a parent. A family's joy, like a new baby, or their sorrow, like a death in the family, is shared by the entire settlement. Food is sent over, condolences are paid in person, and a silent, supportive presence is maintained. This is the invisible architecture of Bahamian society, a structure built on mutual reliance and a deeply ingrained sense of collective responsibility. The soul of the Bahamas is a rich and vibrant tapestry, woven from the diverse threads of its history. The cultural identity of the Bahamian people is a powerful blend of African, British, and Caribbean influences, creating a heritage that is entirely, uniquely its own. This identity is not a relic of the past, preserved under glass. It is a living, breathing force that infuses every aspect of daily life, from language and faith to music and celebration. Its most exuberant expression is Junkanoo, a spectacular national festival that erupts onto the streets of Nassau on Boxing Day and New Year's Day. It is a riot of color, sound, and motion. A grand parade of intricate handcrafted costumes, some towering over 15 feet high, that can take an entire year to create from cardboard, crepe paper, and thousands of feathers. It is the thunderous, hypnotic beat of goatskin drums heated over open flames to achieve the perfect pitch, the sharp, insistent clang of cowbells, and the brassy call of horns. But Junkanoo is more than just a festival. It is a profound assertion of cultural pride, a celebration of freedom and resilience, with roots stretching back to the brief holidays granted to enslaved people in the 18th century, who used the time to recreate the festivals of their African homelands. The months of meticulous preparation in secret workshops known as shacks, the intense but friendly rivalry between groups like the Valley Boys and the Saxon Superstars, the passing down of rhythms from one generation to the next, it is all a testament to a community's dedication to preserving its heritage. This same spirit, though quieter, is found in the gentle, storytelling melodies of rake and scrape music, born in the Out Islands. Its rhythm is created with the most humble of instruments, a carpenter's saw, bent and scraped with a knife or screwdriver to produce a surprising range of notes, a goombay drum, traditionally made from a goatskin, stretched over a wooden barrel, and an accordion to carry the melody. It is the sound of a Saturday night gathering in a small settlement, of a story being told, of a culture celebrating itself in its purest form. This cultural pride is also reflected in the language, a lyrical and expressive form of English peppered with unique phrases and a cadence that speaks of its complex history. And it is found in the deep-seated role of the church, which serves not only as a place of worship, but as the very center of community life, the venue for weddings, funerals, and social events, its Sunday service a cornerstone of the weekly rhythm. The Bahamian economy is intrinsically linked to its natural beauty, a reality that creates both opportunity and challenge. The tourism industry is the undisputed engine of the nation, providing the majority of jobs and shaping the development of the most populous islands. In Nassau and Freeport, life for many revolves around the schedules of the hotels, the cruise ships, and the restaurants that cater to a global clientele. A Bahamian might spend their day working as a concierge in a five-star hotel, a chef in a world-class restaurant, or a jet ski operator on a sun-drenched beach. It is a world of shift work, of customer service, of immense pride in hospitality, and of navigating the stark contrast between the luxury of the resorts and the realities of local life just a few streets away. But away from the main tourist centers, the economy is more intimately and directly tied to the sea. For generations, fishing has been the lifeblood of the Out Islands. The fisherman's day is dictated not by a time clock, but by the tides, the wind, and the phases of the moon. It is a life of immense skill and deep, practical knowledge, of knowing where the crawfish, spiny lobster, hide in the rocky crevices during their season, a period of intense work that can define a family's income for the year. It is the knowledge of where the grouper congregate to spawn, a phenomenon that must be managed sustainably. It is the art of being a bone fishing guide, a profession that requires the stealth of a hunter, the eyes of an eagle, and the patience of a saint, poling a small skiff for hours across shimmering flats in search of the elusive grey ghost. This is not a sport. It is a craft, passed down from father to son, a way of life that demands courage and a profound respect for the ocean. Small businesses are the backbone of these communities. The family-run grocery store where everyone has an account, the local bakery known for its warm, dense Johnny cake, the skilled craftswoman weaving intricate patterns into straw bags at the market, a tradition with roots in African basketry. Here, work is not just a job, it is a part of the community fabric, a web of interdependence where the success of one is tied to the well-being of all. Bahamian food is a direct reflection of its geography and its history, simple, hearty, and drawing its primary flavors from the bounty of the sea. The cuisine is a celebration of fresh, local ingredients, prepared with techniques passed down through generations, a culinary tradition that speaks of resourcefulness and a deep understanding of the local environment. The undisputed king of the Bahamian table is the conch, a large sea mollusk whose firm, white meat is incredibly versatile. The process of preparing it is a ritual in itself. It is enjoyed raw in a zesty, citrus-marinated conch salad, a refreshing mix of diced conch, onion, sweet pepper, and tomato, scorched by the acid of lime and sour orange, with the fiery kick of a local goat pepper. It is pounded tender and fried into crispy conch fritters, or slow-cooked in a savory, tomato-based stew known as cracked conch. Seafood is the cornerstone of the diet. A freshly caught grouper or snapper steamed with onions, peppers, and a hint of lime, or fried to a golden brown and served with the head and tail intact, is a staple meal. This is often served with a generous helping of peas and rice, the classic Bahamian side dish, rich with pigeon peas, thyme, and salted pork or bacon, which gives it its distinctive savory flavor. Home cooking is the heart of the food culture. The kitchen is the center of the family home, a place of warmth, storytelling, and shared tradition. Sunday dinner is a cherished ritual, a time for extended family to gather after church, to share a meal of baked macaroni and cheese, potato salad, and steamed chicken, and to reconnect. Desserts like guava duff, a sweet boiled pudding served with a rum butter sauce, are a taste of celebration. This love for local food extends to the community, where the humble fish fry, found in every settlement, is a central social institution. It is a casual, open-air gathering place, where the air is thick with the smoke from the grill, the sound of dominoes slapping on wooden tables, and the rhythm of rake and scrape music. It is where locals and visitors alike can enjoy fresh, perfectly cooked seafood and soak in the relaxed, welcoming atmosphere of island life. To live in the Bahamas is to live in a state of intimate connection with the ocean. The sea is not just a backdrop for life. It is the playground, the highway, the larder, and the ever-present, powerful force that shapes the islander's identity. The lifestyle is, by necessity and by choice, an outdoor one. The warm, tropical climate, with its gentle trade winds, invites life to be lived under the open sky. For Bahamians, the beach is not a tourist attraction. It is their backyard. It is the site of family picnics, of after-school games of soccer, of quiet contemplation at sunset. It is where you learn to swim, to fish, to read the weather in the clouds. Boating is not a luxury. It is a fundamental skill, a part of everyday life. It is how you visit family on a neighboring cay, how you find the best fishing spots, how you explore the hidden coves and deserted beaches that are the true jewels of the archipelago. This deep and abiding relationship with the natural world fosters a profound sense of place and a deep-seated environmental wisdom. Bahamians possess an innate understanding of the marine ecosystem, a knowledge passed down through generations. They know the importance of the mangrove creeks as nurseries for young fish, the fragility of the coral reefs, and the awesome cleansing power of a hurricane. It is a connection that roots the Bahamian people to their island home in a way that nothing else can. Living on a chain of islands presents a unique set of logistical realities. For all its tranquil beauty, the Bahamas is a nation connected by water, and transportation is a defining feature of daily life. The mailboat is a legendary and vital institution, the maritime lifeline of the family islands. These sturdy vessels make their weekly or bi-weekly journeys from Potter's Cay Dock in Nassau, their decks piled high with everything the islands need to function: food, fuel, building supplies, furniture, mail, and people. The arrival of the mailboat is a major event, a time for the community to gather at the dock, a moment of social connection as much as commerce. It is a tangible link to the capital, a reminder of their place within the wider nation. On the more developed islands like New Providence and Grand Bahama, life is more land-based, with cars and a network of roads that can range from modern highways to bumpy, unpaved tracks. But to travel between the islands, Bahamians rely on a fleet of small domestic airlines whose planes hop from one island airstrip to the next, like a local bus service. This creates a fascinating paradox. It is entirely possible to live in a small, remote settlement with only a handful of homes and a single grocery store, yet be just a short flight away from the modern infrastructure, international airport, and amenities of the capital. This unique blend of isolation and connectivity allows Bahamians to enjoy a peaceful, community-oriented lifestyle without being completely cut off from the conveniences and opportunities of the modern world. For the young people of the Bahamas, growing up is a journey of balancing the deep-seated traditions of island life with the opportunities and pressures of a globalized world. The education system provides a solid foundation, with schools on even the most sparsely populated islands ensuring that every child has access to learning. These schools are often the heart of the community, places of immense pride. However, for higher education and specialized careers, many young Bahamians must look beyond their shores, traveling to the United States, Canada, or the United Kingdom for university. This time away is a rite of passage, an opportunity to gain new skills, new perspectives, and a deeper appreciation for their own culture. Yet the pull of home, of family, and of the unique quality of life in the islands is a powerful force. Many feel a deep responsibility to return, to bring their knowledge and experience back, to contribute to their nation's future. They return to work in the core industries of tourism and finance, or to start their own businesses, becoming the doctors, teachers, marine biologists, and entrepreneurs who will shape the next generation. The challenge for the nation is to create enough diverse opportunities to retain its brightest minds, fostering an environment where young people can build a future at home while remaining connected to the wider world. The rhythm of day and night in the Bahamas is a study in contrasts, a natural ebb and flow from public work to private life. The day is a time of energy and activity, driven by work, school, and the demands of a sun-drenched life. The harbors are active with fishing boats heading out at dawn. The roads are busy, and the communities are alive with the business of the day. The sun dictates the pace, its intensity, encouraging a focus on the tasks at hand. As the sun begins to set, casting a warm, golden glow across the water, a palpable shift occurs. The pace slows, the heat of the day dissipates, and life turns inward towards family, community, and rest. Evening is a time for a shared meal, for stories exchanged on a front porch, for the sound of laughter drifting through an open window. On the out islands, a profound quiet descends. The sky, free from the light pollution of major cities, reveals a breathtaking canopy of stars. The night is filled not with the noise of traffic, but with the symphony of the natural world, the chirping of crickets, the rustle of unseen creatures in the bush, the gentle lapping of the waves. It is in this nightly calm that the bonds of family and community are reaffirmed, a time of peace and restoration before the sun rises on a new day. This idyllic life is not without its profound challenges. The very geography that gives the Bahamas its beauty also makes it vulnerable. The annual threat of hurricanes is a constant, sobering reality. These powerful storms are a recurring test of the nation's resilience, capable of bringing immense destruction and requiring a collective strength to rebuild. The preparation is a communal ritual of boarding up windows and securing boats. The aftermath, a testament to the Bahamian spirit. As neighbors help neighbors clear debris and share resources without a second thought. The reliance on tourism, while the primary economic driver, also creates a precarious dependency. A global downturn or a shift in travel patterns can have a direct and immediate impact on livelihoods across the islands. The cost of living is high, a simple consequence of being an island nation where the vast majority of food and consumer goods must be imported. On the smaller, more remote islands, resources can be limited, and access to specialized healthcare or other services often requires a trip to the capital. And now, the growing threat of climate change and sea level rise poses an existential challenge to this low-lying archipelago. These are the practical, everyday challenges that Bahamians navigate with a characteristic blend of pragmatism, patience, faith, and fortitude. So why, in a world of endless possibilities, do people choose to build their lives here? Why do they stay, and why do those who leave so often feel the powerful call to return? The answer lies in something deeper than the sun and the sand, something that cannot be captured in a photograph. They stay for the unshakable sense of belonging, for the profound comfort of living in a place where you are known, where your history is the community's history, and where the word neighbor carries a deep and genuine meaning of mutual support. They stay for the safety and freedom, for the simple peace of mind that comes with raising children in a community that looks out for them, where they can roam and explore with a sense of security that has become a rarity in the modern world. They stay for the quiet, for the space to think, for a life that is less about accumulation and more about connection to each other, to their faith, and to the natural world. And above all, they stay for the deep, unbreakable bond to home. It is a connection forged in the turquoise water, in the rhythm of the rake and scrape, in the taste of a fresh conch salad, and in the shared experience of living in a place of immense beauty and quiet strength. It is the feeling of having roots that run deep into the limestone and sand of these islands, an anchor in a fast-changing world. The Bahamas exists in a delicate and beautiful balance between the demands of the modern world and the timeless traditions of island life. Between its role as a global destination and its reality as an intimate home. It is a place defined by the constant presence of the ocean and by the quiet, enduring resilience of its people. Here, the true measure of life is found not in the grand spectacle designed for visitors, but in the small, everyday moments that are the bedrock of the community, in the shared greeting on a village road, in the warmth of a family meal, in the peaceful rhythm of the tide. It is a living testament to the idea that beyond the postcard image, there is a place where community is the greatest treasure, and where a deep and meaningful life can be found, quietly unfolding by the sea.